Hello everyone, and welcome to round 7 of my playthrough of Against All Odds, a Tide of Iron scenario I've designed myself, and still in the playtesting stages, but I playtested a couple of times a long time ago, but I'm playtesting again now, and I have to admit I kind of like the way it's been turning out so far. There are a couple of things the Germans could have done differently, and of course, they still haven't lost yet. The Americans still need to capture the objectives, but things do look pretty rosy for them to achieve that. They still have 2 rounds to do so, and if they finish with at least 1 unit in this hex, doesn't have to be inside the pillbox, then they win. Okay, so the Americans are first going to try, all the German units are in op fire, so the Americans are first going to try and use artillery against them before they do anything else. So let's try the offensive artillery card again that we've been trying a couple of times, so I don't have to pay for it again. I just need to make sure I establish contact. So that's going to be my first action for the Americans. I need a 4 or higher, and I roll a 5, so that works out. Yeah, the problem is if we target that hex, it's got a lot of cover. Maybe we should try and take this one out just in case. So we're going to target that hex, and we don't have a wide blast radius. Let's see if it's going to drift or not. Do we have an officer anywhere that can see anything? Well, we have an officer here, but it's in a blind hex, so it doesn't see it. So this one will have to do, but I believe that's a 4 or higher. And in this case, I don't have a card, I believe, that actually makes that any different. I do roll a 4, so let me double check that quickly. I'm not quite sure if it is a 4 or a 5. It could be a 5. Let's see, artillery, 10, 12. Might be a 5 as well. Establish contact, determine drift. Rolling for drift, no line of sight. Well, we do have line of sight, normal line of sight. Yes, drift number is 4. Well, I did roll a 4, so we're fine. Now I have an area attack of 5. And again, as I've explained in all the other rounds, it actually hits on a 4+ artillery in this scenario for both sides. And I score a 5 and a 6, so 2 potential hits. Now let's first roll for the squad. It has, wait a minute, it doesn't, it only has 1 cover for the entrenchment because of the tree burst special rule, and this is normal fire, so yes, only 1 cover, and that one does succeed, so we only suffer 1 hit. Now the 88, 2 armor, and this is not a squad, so it gets 2 cover for the entrenchment and 2 cover for the woods as well. 1 cover for the entrenchment, obviously, in this case. It also only saves 1, so that one is lightly damaged. I don't actually have, well, I'll have to get 1 quickly. Well, you know what? I'll just use a pen token for now. I didn't have a vehicle token. This one is lightly damaged. I'll change that one into a lightly damaged later. So that's my first, well, my second action, actually. So that was the artillery card. That was my first action, wasn't it? Yeah, the first action. Let's see if we can hit it again with another artillery card. Didn't buy that one yet, but I do have 3 command, so I'm buying it. It normally costs 4 to use the top priority barrage, but now it costs 3 because of the increased priority card. Establish contact, we need a 4, or actually a 3 in this case, again because of the top priority card. We roll a 4, so we're fine. Target hex. You know what? I think we're just going to target the same hex, and this time we do have a wide blast radius. But let's first target that hex. Area attack of 5. 2 hits, a 4 and a 6. 2 potential hits, that is. Again, this one only gets 1 cover because of the tree burst rule. It does save it, so only 1 figure of the 2 is lost, but it is down to a single figure now. And, well, the 88 still has some cover. 1. Does it have 2 cover, or is it only 1? Did I roll 1 too many, perhaps? The 88 has an armor of 2. Yeah, so now it has an armor of 1. Actually, I don't want to destroy it. I would like to capture it, but okay, I've already targeted the hex, so 1 armor, 1 for the entrenchment, and 2 for the woods. And it rolls 3 saves, so so it's actually fine. Now we have a wide blast radius still. Well, I don't think that's going to amount to much. 3 dice against this one. 6 cover for the pillbox and nothing for the woods on the hill because of the tree burst rule. Yeah, 1 hit but 2 saves, so nothing happens there. That's the second American action. And they don't have any artillery cards left. They have 1 action to go. They could potentially try and attack that one, because this one would be in a blind hex, and yes, this one could fire from short range, but they're not as powerful anymore as they were before. You know what? I'm just going to take my chances, I guess, with a... Should I move with that one, or perhaps another one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With a normal move, that should definitely work. I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course in this case I knew, because I'm playing two-handed, that it was actually going to go here. Otherwise I could have fired at it before with another unit perhaps. Well, the 88 is going to fire at it. It's heavily damaged. It looks pinned, but it's heavily damaged. So its firepower is halved, which means that it has 2 firepower left, and the squad has 1 cover for being an elite unit. 2 hits are rolled against it, but 1 is saved, so 1 casualty. That's well, that's not too bad. Could have been worse. And that's 3 American actions. Now we get the Germans with 3 actions. Let's see. Go to ground, no. Preparations, immediately end your action turn. Do I want to do that? Wouldn't really do me all that much good, I suppose. Remove an opportunity fire token from one of your units. Wow. Not really. I don't really know what the Germans could do. I guess they're not going to do anything then. So it's back to the Americans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be an option. 1, and in this case, I am going to fire at it with this unit from slightly further away. I only need 1 hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, normal range. 2 attack dice for being an elite, and 1 cover. Normal fire. Yes, that's a kill. What else can the Americans do? Practically almost all units are out of fire now. Let me first try, that would be the second action. Let me first try this one and fire at it. It's a long shot, but who knows. 3 for the MG. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2 for the regulars in there. 1 for being an elite unit against a lot of cover. 1, 2 for the woods. 4, and well, actually more. I'm going to have to roll this separately, I think, because I don't have enough cover dice. So let's first roll for the, let's see if I score any hits anyway. 2 potential hits, so I'm going to roll a couple of red dice now with the black dice for cover. 6 for the pillbox, 2 for the woods. And that's it, I suppose. Yeah. Yes, those are easily saved. I was afraid of that. What else can I do? Yeah, they can easily use that. This fire with the mortar is probably not what we're going to do. We're going to do an assault against this hex with the medic here. These units can't respond, and this would be a blind hex for that one. So an assault. 6 firepower. 2, 4, 6, and 7, and 2 more for the supporting squad. What kind of squad do we have here? A medic. Against, I'll right away roll the cover. An assault is always a normal attack, so cover is 2 for the entrenchment and 2 for the woods. We roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and 1 of them is saved, so there are 4 left, 4 hits, and the elite, the equipment unit cannot defend. It didn't contribute any armor. The problem is, of course, that it's probably going to be destroyed. I would like to capture it, but I roll 2 hits in return and score 1 hit against this unit. But it is, of course, destroyed itself, and this one moves in. And let me check if the equipment unit is actually destroyed now, or whether it can actually be captured. Because I rolled more hits, so those hits would have to go somewhere, and they probably go against the equipment unit. Let's see. Assaulting equipment, although I'll show. Yeah, you won't be able to see it. Assaulting equipment. Well, more or less. Although equipment units cannot perform assault actions, they may be assaulted by enemy units. When assaulted equipment units do not add any dice to an assault, equipment units cannot be assigned hits. Okay, they cannot be assigned hits. Okay, that's good to know. So in that particular case, I capture it, even though it's already heavily damaged. But that still means it has 2 firepower from short range, and firing at the pillbox, it gets +3. So 5 firepower divided by, wait a minute, I have to add everything up, I think. So it would be 4 plus 3 is 7, divided by 2 is 4. So it still has 4 firepower, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s against the unit in the pillbox. So the 88 is probably going to be used against the Americans against the Germans if the hex is not taken now already. Well, let's see. I don't have all that many units left to fool around with. I might actually lose it still. Remove an opportunity fire token. Yeah, I'm not sure because I skipped one turn if I can now have another turn as the Germans, or whether that means I've foregone that possibility altogether now. I will just keep on moving with the Americans. 2, 4, 5, 2. Yeah, okay, that was possible. I can move into that hex after the assault. Why not? Do I actually want to try and move there? That's going to be very difficult. Let's first move this one. You never know what can happen. Did I fire with that one yet? Maybe not. Well, that one sees it. Let's fire with the mortar. Apparently I haven't done that yet. 9 dice. Again, against a lot of cover, which I'll roll separately. It's a suppressive attack. Well, yeah, if I do manage with a very lucky shot, who knows? You know what? I'm going to fire a normal attack. 3, so 9 divided by 2 is 5. 5, let's first roll that. And I score 3 potential hits. And now I have to roll 6 cover for the pillbox. And because of the normal mortar attack, just like the artillery deck, the cover for the woods is negated. So just 6 cover. So let's see. No, that's not true. I still get 1 more cover for the elite unit. Oh, they roll a lot of cover. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cover. So they're perfectly fine. Do I dare to move with another unit? I'm going to move this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the German unit decides not to fire at it because it's more afraid of, for instance, the flamethrower unit if it moves up there, and perhaps this one as well, and they could assault it and take that hex right now. This is an SMG unit, as I've explained before, or more accurately, a Sturmgewehr 44 unit. It can choose whether it wants to function as an SMG, giving it 2+ firepower, but a reduced range of 2, or fire normally. In this case, of course, it's going to wait, as it is an off fire, for a unit to try and enter this hex and fire at it from close range, which will probably be pretty lethal. So the question is, do the Americans dare to move up with a unit? Do they need to? That's also the question. I could try my luck, but it's probably going to be suicidal if I do that, even though this one is a and then I can move up with the flamethrower. Well, who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it cannot reach that. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is the same level. 5, 6. Yeah, it's the same level. So I can actually do that for a move. And because it is a move, the German unit decides not to respond because it's fatigued. It can't do anything against the German unit. So it still withholds its fire for the flamethrower unit, and the flamethrower unit decides that it is too risky to try and do anything now, because the German unit will almost certainly destroy it. So it just puts itself into up fire. So that concludes round 7, and it's really going to come down to the very end of this game, so to round 8, to see who wins. So, determine control over objectives. Nothing has changed. The Americans get 4 command. The Germans get, well, no, the Germans don't get anything anymore. That has actually changed. They don't get any more command points. The Americans don't take it because it's a German command point, but they do take it away from the Germans. Spend command. The rapid mobilization is really something they don't need, so I'm not going to spend any on that. I have 11. The Germans could get as many as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could get 10, so I'm fine there. So I don't need to spend anything on initiative for the Americans. So they retain it. They draw new strategy cards. I think I'm going to need a new artillery card, a spotting round, which I won't be able to buy, unfortunately, because that won't happen until the next command phase. Let's see. Take cover. Well, that's definitely a card the Germans are going to want. So they have the take cover card now. And in one given action turn, that will give them, it costs them 4, but they have that. They saved that from previous rounds. So they have the take cover card now. I'll show it to you once more. It might be pretty important. Place in your play area. That's what I'm doing. Once per turn, meaning once per action turn. When one of your fresh units is attacked, you may place an activation token on this card to give the unit 2 additional cover against this attack. Discard this card when the 3rd activation token is placed on it. Yes. Remove tokens. So it's really going to come down to the last round. The situation still looks pretty good for the Americans, but they still haven't gotten rid of the pesky German unit inside the pillbox yet. This one disappears too. Yes, there we go. Now we have squad transfers, no. Scenario, no. Advanced round marker, round 8. So we're going to go to the final round soon. Thank you for watching, and see you then.